Have you ever wished you could just read someone's mind? Well, what if I told you it's not some kind of superpower? It's actually a skill you can learn. And according to author Henrik Fexeus, it all boils down to one simple but really powerful fact about how we all communicate.
And that fact? It's right here. This number, 93%. This single statistic is probably going to change everything you thought you knew about having a conversation.
Because what it means is that if you're only listening to the words someone says, you are missing almost the entire message. The real conversation, the one with all the good stuff, is happening without a single word being spoken. So let's learn how to tune into that hidden frequency.
All right, before we go any further, let's just bust the biggest myth right now. This is not about psychic powers or crystal balls. It's about shifting your perspective. It's about mindful observation, learning to actually see what's already right there in front of you.
So here's where that 93% gets really, really interesting. Look at this. A massive 55% of our communication is pure body language. Another 38% is just the tone of our voice. And the actual words we use? That's a tiny, tiny 7%. That's the hidden world we're about to decode.
So let's get on the same page. When we talk about mind reading, this is what we mean. It's the skill of understanding someone's inner world, what they're really thinking or feeling, by paying super close attention to the signals they're broadcasting, often without even realizing it.
So, where do we even start? Well, it begins with this key idea called calibration. See, before you can spot what's unusual, you have to know what's normal for that person. Calibration is all about learning someone's baseline, how they act when they're just relaxed and neutral, so that any little change, any deviation, becomes a really meaningful clue.
And this, right here, gets to the heart of the mindset you need. To read people accurately, you have to observe them objectively, almost like a scientist collecting data. So, don't just assume crossed arms means someone is angry. Nope. Just notice the arms are crossed. The goal here is to see, not to judge.
Okay, so now that we've got the right mindset, it's time to actually learn the language. Let's start decoding that silent second conversation that's always happening right under our noses.
This quote from Fexeus is pretty much the key to everything. No matter how hard someone tries to hide their true feelings with words, their body just leaks. It leaks these small, unconscious signals. Our job is just to learn how to spot them. We're going to start with the most obvious place, the face. It's a total window to our emotions, but you got to look for the really quick signals. You want to pay attention to what are called micro-expressions. These are split-second flashes of real emotion that pop up before a person can even think to mask them. Like that fleeting look of disappointment right before someone forces a smile? That's it.
Next up, the eyes. They can signal trust, sure, but they can also reveal a ton of tension. Now look, context is everything here. But a sudden change is what's most revealing. If someone's eye contact is totally steady and then all of a sudden it darts away when you ask about their weekend, well, that's a signal you should probably notice.
Our hands often reveal our thoughts way faster than our words do. Open, visible hands, that generally signals honesty and openness. But hidden hands, or clenched fists, that can suggest someone's feeling guarded, maybe a little stressed, or is holding something back.
And finally, posture tells the story of our engagement. But here's a pro tip from the source material that is just fantastic. Your feet are the most honest part of your body. Think about it. People subconsciously point their feet where they want to go. So if their body is facing you but their feet are pointed to the door, well, their mind is already leaving the conversation.
Okay, so you can observe all these signals, but what do you do with that information? How do you use it to connect? Well, this next part is all about application. We're going to use a really powerful technique called mirroring to build instant rapport.
So mirroring is this subtle, often unconscious act of matching someone else's behavior. And it works because of something in our brain called mirror neurons. When we see someone do something, our brain fires as if we were doing it too. This creates this subconscious feeling of connection that basically says, hey, this person is like me, I can trust them.
Now the key here, and I can't stress this enough, is to be subtle. You are not trying to be a copycat. Start by just matching their posture. Then maybe match their speech tempo. If they talk really fast, you speed up a little. If they're calm and slow, you slow down. It's all about creating this powerful, unseen connection.
And this takes mirroring to the next level. First, you pace them. You join them where they are emotionally by matching their energy. Once you built that connection, then you can lead
By slowly changing your own posture or your own tone, they will often unconsciously follow you, maybe to a calmer or more positive state. So, how do we put all of this into practice in the real world? In our final section, we're going to explore exactly that, the application of these skills, and just as important, the ethical considerations that come right along with them.
And now for the big question, right? The one everyone's thinking. Can this skill set actually turn you into a human lie detector? Well, the answer is a little more nuanced than a simple yes or no.
The main takeaway here is that there's no single telltale sign of a lie, like Pinocchio's nose. It doesn't exist. Instead, you look for a cluster of signals that are a change from their normal baseline behavior. And the biggest one of all is incongruence. That's when their words are saying yes, but their body is screaming no.
Okay, this is a really important distinction to make. These skills, at their best, are about creating connection and understanding. Influence is about guiding someone with their trust. Manipulation, well, that's about using these tools for your own personal gain. The goal should always be empathy, not control.
In this quote right here really gets to the heart of the matter. The ultimate goal isn't to gain power over other people. It's simply to be more present with them, to truly see and hear them, maybe, just maybe, for the very first time.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Armed with all this new knowledge, you now have the tools to listen to that second conversation, the one happening just beneath the words. So whose story, whose full 93% will you truly listen to today? And what do you think you'll discover when you do?